Pleasant morning to my dear lovable students. Welcome to Max class. So in this conversation, a continuation of example and related exercise 2.5. Okay, I'm moving to example 2.14. What is the question? Show that the points. So first points 1, comma, minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2 or the vertices of an equilateral triangle. We have to show. So already you know the last year pleasant topic, the algebra, how to prove the equilateral triangle. So three condition is there, means AB is equal to BC is equal to CA, that is called equilateral. Here the first condition only 1 is there, so we have to consider for only real part is there. So we have to add with 1 plus 0i. Then second one they are already given real and imaginary. Third point also given real and imaginary. Okay, the first one, the first step, solution. Let Z1 is equal to 1 plus 0, isn't it? 1 plus 0i. Then Z2 is equal to minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Then Z3 is equal to minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. So first one, modulus of Z1 minus Z2. What will happen? Modulus of Z1 minus Z2 means, Z1 means, what is the value? Only 1 plus 0i, then minus of inside minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Then 1 plus 0 no need. If you remove the bracket means, minus into minus plus 1 by 2, again minus I root 3 by 2. Then 1 plus 1 by 2 means 3 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. If you remove the modulus means what you have to do? Square root of 3 by 2 the whole square plus minus root 3 by 2 the whole square. Again 3 by 2 the whole square means 9 by 4, then plus root 3 by 2 means 3 by 4. Therefore common denominator, therefore just add in numerator. 9 plus 3 means 12 by 4. If it cancel means how many times? 3 times. Therefore value will be square root of 3. Therefore what is answer for modulus Z1 minus Z2 is equal to square root of 3. First answer. Okay. Moving to second term. Second term Z2 minus Z3. So Z2 minus Z3. Z2 minus Z3 means what will happen? Modulus of Z2 value minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2 minus of minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. Then modulus of minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2, again minus into minus plus 1 by 2, then plus 1 by 2, again minus into minus plus I root 3 by 2, again minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 cancel. So I root 3 by 2, I root 3 by 2. So 2I root 3 by 2. Again 2 cancel. Therefore value will be modulus of Z2 minus Z3 is equal to, if you take square root means 0 square plus root 3 the whole square. Therefore only root 3 will come, isn't it? So what is answer? Modulus of Z2 minus Z3 also root 3. Then last condition Z3 minus Z1. So Z3 minus Z1 is equal to Z3 value minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2, then plus 1. Sorry, minus 1 will come. Sorry my dear, there is actually minus, no? So minus 1. Just add minus 1 by 2 means minus 3 by 2, then minus I root 3 by 2. Therefore, if you remove the modulus means square root of minus 3 by 2 the whole square plus minus root 3 by 2 the whole square. Therefore, square root of minus 3 by 2 means 9 by 4, again plus 3 by 4. Again the same common denominator, 4 means 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. So, 12 and 4, 3 4s are 12. Therefore, modulus of Z3 minus Z1 is equal to, what is the value? Square root of 3. Z3 minus Z1 is equal to square root of 3. All the three sides are, see, all the three sides are equal, isn't it? So, just you have to plot in the organ plane also. The diagram, the first coordinate, what is our first coordinate? 1 comma 0. Second coordinate minus 1 by 2 comma positive root 3 by 2. Third coordinate minus 1 by 2, again minus root 3 by 2. So, real part and imaginary part. The first coordinate approximate 1 means there is, we need negative 1 by 2. There is positive root 3 means this is called negative root 3. The first point 1 comma 0. This is, what is the name? Z1. Z1 is equal to 1 is there, isn't it? So, 1 plus 0 I. Then next minus 1 by 2 comma root 3 by 2. Sorry, they are positive root 3 by 2, they are negative root 3 by 2. So, negative 1 by 2 positive root 3 by 2, negative 1 by 2 positive, there will come, isn't it? The next one, both of negative, definitely third quadrant, isn't it? So, just, so they say each and every side will be equal. Therefore, we can write it from the diagram. This is actually, what is the point? Z2. This is called Z3. So, Z2 is equal to minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Z3 is equal to minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. Therefore, so from these 3 points, so what is the question? Equilateral triangle, isn't it? So, from the 3 points, just last line you have to write it. So, from the 3 points, so 3 points, definitely we can say each side will be equal. So, each side will be equal means it is equilateral triangle, okay, hence proved, okay. There is a condition to show that, okay. First question is over. So, now I am moving to example 2.15. So, one of the important question, okay. Let Z1, Z2, Z3 be complex number such that given modulus Z1 is equal to modulus Z2 is equal to modulus Z3 is equal to R is always greater than 0, then always Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 also not equal to 0. We have to prove. So, modulus of Z1, Z2 plus Z2, Z3 plus Z3, Z1 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to R. Okay, first I am going to given modulus Z1 is equal to R. So, modulus Z1 is equal to R. Modulus Z1 is equal to R means taking square on both sides. Taking square on both sides means modulus Z1 square is equal to R square. Already we know one property. So, modulus Z square means what is the meaning? Z into Z bar. So, how to rearrange now? Z1 into Z1 bar is equal to R square. Therefore, Z1 is equal to R square divided by Z1 bar. Then similarly, Z2 is equal to R square divided by Z2 bar. Then Z3 is equal to R square divided by Z3 bar. Now then what is the meaning term? Actually, if you add, this is consider for equation number 1, consider for equation number 2, equation number 3. So add equation 1, 2 and 3. So what will happen? Add equation 1, 2 and 3 means Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to R square by Z1 bar, then R square by Z2 bar, then R square by Z3 bar. Then Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3, R square taking common outside means inside, 1 by Z1 bar, then 1 by Z2 bar, 1 by Z3 bar. Now taking modulus on both sides. Taking modulus on both sides. What will happen? Modulus of Z1, Z2, Z3 is equal to R square constant. Again modulus of 1 by Z1 bar, then 1 by Z2 bar, 1 by Z3 bar. Then modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to, so common denominator Z1, Z2, Z2, Z3 bar means what will happen? First term Z2, Z3 bar, isn't it? Z2, Z3 bar. Second one Z1 bar, Z3 bar. Next one Z1 bar, Z2 bar. Close modulus. Then so now we are using one property, modulus of Z1 plus Z2 separate bar means it will be equal to modulus of Z1 plus Z2 the whole bar, isn't it? So what we have to do? Modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to, then Z1, Z2, then Z2, Z3, then Z3, Z1 whole bar divided by Z1, Z2, Z3 the whole bar. Then another property we are applying, that is, what is the property? Modulus of Z1, Z2 means we can make separate modulus, no? Modulus of Z1, then modulus of Z2. We can apply denominator part Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to, what we have to do? Z1, Z2, then Z2, Z3, then Z3, Z1 divided by modulus of Z1, modulus of Z2 again bar, isn't it? Z3 bar. Now listen very carefully. This is actually whole bar, isn't it? Again another one property, modulus of Z bar is equal to, we can write no without modulus, sorry without borrow. So what is the property? Modulus Z bar is equal to modulus Z without borrow. So we have to rewrite the same condition. What we have to prove? Sorry my dear, outside R square balance is there, isn't it? So here also R square balance, here also R square balance. Okay. Now this is Z3 is equal to R, we have to prove. So now look at there, modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to, Z3 is equal to, then first property modulus Z bar, another property modulus of Z1 divided by modulus of Z1 divided by modulus of Z2, the whole bar of whole modulus means we can write separate, no? Modulus of Z1 divided by modulus of Z2. So is equal to modulus of first one without bar also Z1, Z2, then Z2 Z3 plus Z3 Z1 divided by here also separate modulus Z1 Z2 then Z3. Again cross multiply means so opposite term bring out denominator going to in LHS part. So what we have to do, modulus of Z1 the whole term consider for into R square, isn't it? R square, okay. Again modulus of Z1, modulus of Z2, modulus of Z3 is equal to Z1 Z2 then Z2 Z3 then Z3 Z1 R square. Sorry, this is modulus, isn't it? Sorry, my dear. Actually, the term Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to R square into modulus of Z1 Z2 then Z2 Z3 Z3 Z1 divided by here we have to cross multiply means opposite side we have to write it modulus Z1 then modulus Z2 then modulus Z3 is equal to modulus of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Already we know modulus of Z1, modulus of Z2, modulus of Z3 is equal to R. We can write now R into R into R. Again R square bring out opposite side means denominator R square is equal to Z1 Z2 plus Z2 Z3 plus Z3 Z1 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Again R cancel, R square also cancel. After cancellation, so after cancellation, R is equal to Z1 Z2 then Z2 Z3 then Z3 Z1 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Another one property, if you make separate of modulus means we can write the whole modulus of Z1 by Z2. We can apply it here. So whole modulus of Z1 Z2 plus Z2 Z3 then Z3 Z1 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 is equal to R. This is our proof, isn't it? This is our proof now. Therefore, hence proved. Okay, I will continue. One of the important question. Okay, so please do more practice, then only you can attempt one of the important. So I will continue the next example 2.16. What is the question? Example 1.26. Show that the equation Z square is equal to Z bar is Z. We have to show the fourth solution. Okay, so fourth solution means solution condition, given condition Z square is equal to Z bar. What is the meaning of Z square? Z into Z is equal to Z bar. Taking modulus on both sides means taking modulus on both sides. What will happen? Taking modulus on both sides means modulus of Z into Z is equal to modulus of Z bar. Already we know one property, modulus of Z bar is equal to, we can write it without bar, isn't it? Then another one, modulus of Z1, modulus of Z2, whole bar means separate, whole modulus means separate modulus, isn't it? Z2 modulus. So how to split it? Modulus of Z, again modulus of Z is equal to modulus of Z, because Z bar means we can write now without bar. Then modulus of Z into modulus of Z means modulus of Z square is equal to modulus of Z. Therefore, modulus of Z square, modulus of Z bring out opposite side means modulus of Z is equal to 0. Then modulus of Z taking common outside means inside modulus of Z minus 1 is equal to 0. This is two factors. Separate, if you take factor means modulus of Z is equal to 0, one factor. Then another one, modulus of Z minus 1 is equal to 0. This is zero solution, isn't it? This is called zero solution. The next one, modulus of Z is equal to minus 1 bring out opposite side means positive 1. Again taking square on both sides, what will happen? Taking square on both sides, modulus of Z square is equal to 1 square means value will be 1. So modulus of z square means we know one property z into z bar is equal to 1. The given condition clearly z bar is equal to what is the value? Z square. Therefore z into z square is equal to 1 means we can write no z cube is equal to 1. What is the meaning of z cube? Z into z. So we have 3 non-zero solutions. So z is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, z is equal to 1. Therefore here 3 non-zero solution. Therefore total we have, so totally we have 4 non-zero solution. Totally we have 4 non-zero solution. We have to prove also 4 solutions. So hence proved. Okay, final line. One of the important 3 mark question. Okay, I will continue the one of the concept. Okay. So listen my dear students, now I am moving to basic concept to prove square root of a complex number. This is one of the important concept. Without this concept definitely you can attempt some 2 mark 3 mark questions. It's very useful for you. Actually the coming example also depends upon this concept to prove. Okay, I will prove. I have considered for the only LHS to prove the plus or minus this part. Okay, so condition, let root of a plus ib considered for x plus iy, then taking square on both sides, taking square on both side means square root will be removed, isn't it? So a plus ib is equal to x plus iy the whole square, then a plus ib, a plus b the whole square form, a square plus b square plus 2ab. So x square, then 2i xy, then I square y square will come. What is the meaning of I square? Minus 1. So we can write no minus y square. Then a plus ib is equal to x square minus y square plus I into 2xy. Now we have to grouping real and imaginary. What will happen? The first condition we can write no x square minus y square is equal to a, condition for equation number 1. Then b means what is the value? 2xy is there. So 2xy is equal to b, waiting for answer for equation number 2. Now, so what we have to do? Equation 2xy is equal to b. This is equation number 2. Already we know in lower grade we learned one property, one formula, x square plus y square the whole square is equal to x power 4, then plus y power 4 plus 2x square and y square. Both side consider for negative 4x square and y square, means here also both side negative 4x square and y square. So what will happen? Here x square plus y square the whole square, negative 4x square y square is equal to x power 4 plus y power 4. If you subtract means minus 2x square and y square will come, isn't it? This is actually one formula, no? So if you take it for x square plus y square means what will happen? So a minus b, a square plus b square minus 2ab means we will get no. So this is how to rewrite x square plus y square the whole square, negative 4x square y square is equal to, this is we can write no, x square minus y square the whole square, isn't it? Therefore again x square plus y square the whole square is equal to x square minus y square the whole square, minus term bring out opposite side means positive 4x square y square. This is how to split actually 2xy the whole square, isn't it? If you remove the bracket means we will get it the previous term 4x square and y square. So x square plus y square the whole square is equal to x square minus y square the whole square. So now x square plus y square the whole square is equal to, what is the meaning x square minus y square? A, isn't it? So a square plus 2xy means b is there. So a square plus b square. Now you can join, this is considered for equation number 3. Okay. So x square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square. Otherwise we can write it like that, then only it will be easy. X square plus y square is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Okay, here square root of a square plus b square. This is considered for equation number 3. Okay. Now add equation 1 and 3. So add equation 1 and 3. Add equation 1 and 3. So add means definitely equation 1 and 3 means minus y square plus y square cancel. Therefore x square plus x square means 2x square is equal to a plus square root of a square plus b square. Already we know z is equal to a plus ib means modulus of z means square root of a square plus b square. So instead of a square plus b square we can write no modulus of z. Therefore 2x square is equal to a plus modulus of z. Therefore x square is equal to modulus of z plus a by 2. Therefore x is equal to plus or minus square root of modulus of z plus a by 2. First condition is over. Moving to first I have considered for add equation 1 and 2. Now I am moving subtract 1 from 3. So 1 from 3 means both the term here also negative, here also negative, here also negative. What will happen? Positive x square, negative x square cancel. Negative y square, here also negative y square. Therefore we can write now negative 2y square is equal to a minus square root of a square plus b square. Again instead of a square plus b square, otherwise before moving to minus bring out opposite side means 2y square, minus term bring change out for positive. Therefore positive root a square plus b square plus a means minus a. So instead of a square plus b square we can write the modulus of z. Therefore true y square is equal to modulus of z minus a. Then the last line true y square is equal to modulus of z minus a. Therefore y square is equal to square root of, so first divided by 2 will come, isn't it? So y square is equal to modulus of z minus a by 2. Therefore y is equal to plus or minus square root of modulus of z minus a by 2. Now so what I have taken actually square root of a plus I, let a square root of a plus x plus iy form, isn't it? So x plus iy form means x is equal to what we found? X is equal to is there plus or minus, isn't it? So plus or minus take common outside means square root of modulus of z plus a by 2. Then I is there. I will explain why I am consider for b by modulus b. Okay, b by modulus b. Then modulus of z minus a by 2. So this is our proof. Why we are taking now, if x and y are same sign means, if x and y are same sign means b by modulus b positive. Okay, b by modulus if b is positive, otherwise if x and y are same sign means b by modulus b is equal to 1 means b is positive value. Otherwise in case x and y are different sign, in case x and y are different sign means, so definitely b by modulus b is equal to negative 1 will come. So negative will come means that's why if you apply instead of b taking any negative value means, if you remove the modulus means definitely that value also will be positive. That's why we are considering for b by modulus b. Okay, that's why according to the value it will be changed. Okay, you will get it more understand coming to the example and exercise also. Okay, keep it on touch. What is the question? Find the square root of 6 minus 8i. So the formula, just now we finished the condition. What is the condition? The shortcut method a plus ib means plus or minus, so square root of modulus of z plus a by 2, then plus b by modulus b, in square root of modulus of z minus a by 2. So first we have to find out, so the given what is the condition? 6 minus 8i. So definitely we can say a is equal to 6, b is equal to minus 8. What is the formula? Z is equal to x plus iy means modulus of z means square root of x square plus y square. Here consider for x is equal to 6, b is equal to y is equal to minus 8 means what will happen? Modulus of z is equal to x square means 6 square plus minus 8 the whole square. Therefore, modulus of z is equal to 6 square means 36, 8 square means 64. So, modulus of z is equal to square root of 100 means value will be 10. Okay, modulus of z value will be 10. Now, z value will be 10 means a also we know. Just now we have to apply square root of a plus ib means 6 minus 8, isn't it? So, 6 minus 8 is equal to plus or minus then modulus square root, isn't it? First square root of modulus of z is equal to 10 is there, isn't it? So, 10 a is equal to 6. So, 10 plus 6 by 2 then plus b by modulus b. So, b value already minus 8, isn't it? So, minus 8 means minus 8 modulus of divided modulus of minus because b by modulus b. So, minus 8 divided by modulus of b into I again square root of modulus of z value 10 minus 6 by 2. Now, here that is why I told you different sign means what will happen actually if you remove the modulus means, okay, I will write next line plus or minus 10 16 by 2, then here if you remove the modulus means definitely positive 8 will come. So, 8 and 8 cancel means instead of plus definitely what the sign will come minus I square root of 10 minus 6 means 4 by 2. Then plus or minus 16 by 2 how many times? Root 8 minus I there only root 2 will come because 4 and 2 times possible. Then what is the meaning of root 8? Root 8 means root 2 and root 2. So, 1 true we can take outside, no, so 2 root 2. Instead of root 8 we can write 2 root 2. Therefore, final answer square root of 6 minus 8i is equal to plus or minus 2 root 2 minus I root 2. This is our answer. Okay, one of the important question. Okay, I will continue exercise 2.5. Okay, so I am moving to exercise 2.5 question number 2. So, the last class I have given exercise 2.5, I have done only one subdivision, remaining do your homework. Okay, I am going to continue exercise 2.5 question number 2. What is the question? For any two complex number z1 and z2 such that one condition is there. Solution, what is the condition? Modulus of z1 is equal to 1. Second condition also modulus of z2 is equal to 1. We have to show that is real number. So, when it is purely real, already I have given in concept, when z is equal to z bar means purely real. When you can say it is imaginary, so z bar is equal to minus z means, okay. So, this is called, that is the difference between purely real and purely imaginary. So, now I am moving to the solution, okay, taking square on both sides. Taking square on both sides, what will happen? Modulus of z1 square is equal to 1 square means value will be 1. Already we know modulus of z square means z into z bar. There z1 is there. So, z1 into z1 bar is equal to 1 means z1 is equal to we can write now 1 by z1 bar. Then next condition, here also taking square on both sides. So, what will happen? Modulus of z2 square means how to rearrange z2 into z2 bar is equal to 1 means z2 is equal to 1 by z2 bar. Now, we have to show, okay, this is z1 plus 1 z1 plus z2 divided by 1 plus z1 z2 is real. Okay, I will consider taking the LHS the given z. So, given means what is the value z is just consider for. So, z is equal to what is the given value? z1 plus z2 divided by 1 plus z1 into z2. When you can say it is real, if you show opposite the bar, opposite bar means you will do some step according to, we have some points, z1 value also we know, z2 also value. If you apply means definitely we will get this. So, if you get the solution, z bar means we can say it's real. Okay, let's see. So, z is equal to z1 is equal to what is the value? 1 by z1 bar Z true means 1 by Z true bar whole term divided by 1 plus 1 by Z1 bar into, isn't it, into 1 by Z true bar. Now we have to do something. So cross, if you take common denominator, means Z1 Z2 separate bar divided by cross multiply means 1 into Z2 bar means Z2 bar, again 1 into Z1 bar means Z1 bar, divided by here 1 into Z1 bar means Z1 bar Z2 bar plus 1 divided by again Z1 bar Z2 bar. Definitely common denominator Z1 bar Z2 bar, here also common denominator Z1 bar Z2 bar cancel, then Z is equal to balance, Z is equal to balance Z1 bar Z2 bar divided by 1 plus Z1 bar Z2 bar. Already we know one property, Z1 plus Z2 separate bar means what will happen, Z1 plus Z2 the whole bar, isn't it? So we can write, no, then Z is equal to Z1 plus Z2 the whole bar divided by 1 plus Z1 Z2 the whole bar. Again the whole bar, if you take Z1 by Z1 bar divided by Z2 bar, both side bar is there means we can write now Z1 by Z2 only 1 bar. We can rewrite now. So Z is equal to Z1 plus Z2 divided by 1 plus Z1 Z2 the whole bar. So look at there, if you take, this is the whole term Z, isn't it? This is considered for Z, means what the output we have, this is the output, definitely it will be equal to Z bar. So when Z is equal to Z bar means what is the name? Purely real. Therefore the final line, therefore when Z is equal to Z bar means this is called purely real, hence proved. Okay, hence proved. Okay, I will continue the next question. Okay, so listen my dear students, actually so exercise 2.5 I have given homework subdivision 1, 3rd and 4. Then the same question I have done example 2.13, example 2.13, that is already I told you when I was discussing, that is one of the important question. Okay, the same condition, question number 4 and 5 is there. Try to do your own self. Okay, I will help you, do just to try to do your own. Okay, then question number 4 and 5 similar question. Okay, then remaining the part I will do one by one. Okay, question number 6 and 7, then another one, question number 10 also. Just I have considered to prove square root of the complex number. Even basic concept also I proved. You can try. They have given 3 subdivision. Okay, try to do there. So whatever the question for your homework, exercise 2.5, question number 1, subdivision 1, 3rd and 4 your homework. Then question number 4 and 5. Question number 4 and 5, then question number 10. Okay, question number 10, subdivision 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so this is for your homework. Okay, I will continue the next class. Bye bye.